This is a roguelike solo deck building game, and it seems really cool, and I say that we play it, and then we break it down. So, let's break it down. Well, hi, hello, everybody. My name is Turk. Welcome back to the Grouch Couch. Around here, we all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, but that's right. Today, we're taking a look at the Hollow Ascent. But what I want to say right here at the top is that in my hands, I actually have a demo version of this game. Sparks Games were kind enough to send me this demo review copy just to give it a nice little playthrough so I can see what I think about it. And I think that was really nice of them. So there will be links to their Sparks everything down there in the description. So make sure to check them out, give them some love. And once this thing does go live, you can get it for yourself. Once that happens, the link will be updated down there in the description, which honestly, by the time you watch this, it could already be there. Hey, maybe you're watching this video way in the future to see if it's worth it. But I just want to say, this is the demo version. Yes. Also, hey, speaking of descriptions, there are links down there you could use to help support the show. And if you do that, I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much for supporting the show. Once again, thank you to Sparks for sending me a review copy. And this looks pretty cool. So without any further ado, I mean, really at all, let's play us a roguelike deck builder game. Big bang. So here we are, the Hollow Ascent. I'm going to get the zoom going so you can see a little better. It's pretty cool. And by my knowledge, I think the only thing that you need to play this is a D6. So we're going to use this one. It looks a little matchy here with the art that they have going on. So that's what we're going to use. So one of the other cool things before I play, I just want to show you guys. So they actually included all these cards. These are basically the rules on how to play the game and all the little quick starts and the little guides. And they come in just 5 little cards by themselves. Here we are. And oh, actually, I'm thinking about it. While I'm thinking about it, Sparks sent me another thing. Actually, they sent me their D6 cards right here that we could actually use in this video with these cards. It makes sense, right? So instead of using our D6 dice, let's go on ahead and use our D6 cards. And you can get these right away on DriveThruRPG from Sparks. You can get them printed and sent over to you. So I will have these linked below. And these are also pretty simple. They're just numbers 1 through 6. There's 3 sets of them. So there's 18 cards. And I always just shuffle them together, all the sets. That's what I do. It's the funnest way. But you could actually separate them and do them 6 at a time. Okay, so first let's read our little description here. The Hollow Ascent thrusts you into the infected depths beneath the city. Stone walls weep toxins, while the air chokes with putrid stench of suffering. Armed with scavenged weapons and fragmented sanity, you claw your way upward through corrupted warrens, through feral survivors, through abominations that feast on desperation. Every step comes at a cost. Every encounter drains your soul. Sanity burns. Hope collapses until your inevitable fall. But death is not the end. The tunnels remember your blood, your failure, your fire. They carve bitter lessons into stone. Perhaps the next desperate soul will climb further than you. Even those who survive are never whole, their eyes hollow, their hearts fractured, their humanity consumed. This is the Hollow Ascent demo version by Sparks Games. Sweet! It's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so from what I did read previously, you unlock like Ascendant cards or something to be able to play with a little bit forward. And right off the bat, this reminds me of... Goodness, what is that game? Why can I not think of it? It's a rogue game that's kind of dark and dingy. It surpasses me, but it reminds me of that. Okay, we have our overview here. First, fight through 2 tunnel layers in the solo card game of Desperate Survival. Scavenge weapons, manage sanity, face corrupt wardens, and deadly traps. Death is permanent, but unlocks new cards. Will you escape? Setup and how to play. You draw a character and starting weapon. You have 6 HP, 6 sanity, and 4 inventory slots, which your weapon takes up one of those slots. So here we have 4 demo characters, because this is the big time demo. They look like this. I'm not really too concerned about the art, though. It's okay. You know, it's decent. But what I am concerned about are the stats. Here we go, right on the reverse side. So we have the Scribe, the Heretic, the Smuggler, and the Bruiser. And I think I want to be the Bruiser. For a first little playthrough, I always usually go for the strong guy who could just smash things with more HP. That's usually kind of the way that I go. But it looks like all of them have 6 HP, but each one of them is slightly different. So we have Battle Tested. He gets a +1 attack bonus. He can dual wield. This one gets to look at 3 dungeon cards at the start and can discard cards. This one is well organized. Also, it has 5 inventory instead of 4. The Heretic has an augment Cursed Blade effect and can recover 1 HP on doubles. And the Smuggler starts with an extra trap skill, and Silk Rope is never discarded because they have Rope Mastery. So that is that. But it's extra little layers of things. And I just want to keep it simple, stupid. So we're going with Bruiser. And we see here at the bottom it says, violence was your first language, and these tunnels speak it fluently. And also, you'll notice very quickly that all these cards actually have, see, this one is the Jack of Hearts. They all have actual cards on them. So like, theoretically, you could, if you download a rule set, let's say Sparks maybe publishes just a rule set that's just a quick start PDF someplace, something super simple, you could theoretically just get that rule set and use a normal set of cards to be able to play. Theoretically. So we draw a character and we draw a starting weapon. So let me pull out our weapons here. And I know that all these purple cards here are actually the legacy cards. And I don't know if we keep those in or not yet. I'm not sure. And these are the boss cards. I only have 4, but I have a striking suspicion that in the full version there might be more, or expansions, or whatever have you. Oh, also, this is like our blank character sheet thing. It's also like a little quick start. It kind of shows us that an important thing to remember is that 2 6s is a critical success and 2 1s is a critical failure, which involves getting an extra sanity or getting -1 sanity. It also reminds us that we have 4 inventory slots and we can rest 1 time after each level, which is each card is a level, but only whenever we success. And it also says here that we can spend our sanity to add to any skill check. It's kind of good to know, but it's a resource, right? And if you run out of sanity, you actually lose an HP, you add more cards to the dungeon, and then you go back to 1 sanity, which could just be a spiral into, you know, the end. The end. Okay, where are our weapons? Looks like the weapons are the clubs. Hey, that makes sense. These are all of our weapon cards, and you can see because they have a different back on them here. It's got the axe on it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to shuffle these, and we're going to pull out our starting weapon. And also, I should say, if you're watching this far into the video, a lot of my videos are mostly highly roleplay. I usually build out a character and do character voices and all other kinds of stuff, and I do like costumes or whatever. But one thing that I found in this hobby is sometimes it's good to do the opposite of whatever you normally do a lot. So if you do a lot of roleplay, sometimes it's nice to just do a little mechanic heavy thing. And if you do a lot of mechanic heavy, sometimes it's nice to forget about the mechanics and just roleplay a little bit. So that's the fun part of our hobby. So that's what we're doing today. We're taking a second to just roll some dice with some cards. Our starting weapon is Iron Prybar. Applies to both traps and combat. Smuggler gets the extra attack bonus with this, but we get +1 attack with the Iron Prybar. And the Bruiser already has +1 attack, so that's good. Iron Prybar. Scratches and dents tell the story of someone who pried open far more than doors. Fair enough. That's what we have here. Iron Prybar. Very good. All right, so we've done that, and then we build our active dungeon. See the quick start reference guide, which we actually have here. It says to shuffle the dungeon pool, and it has all 4 logos for, so it looks like the legacy does get shuffled in there as well. Trap, room, enemy, plus unlocked legacy cards, which we do not have. So traps, rooms, and enemies. All right, so treasure doesn't go in there then? Maybe we just draw from the treasure deck later if, you know, we win something or whatever. So we'll set these to the side. We've got our unlocked thing. We've got our treasure, we've got our weapons. Shuffle the dungeon pool. Here we are, shuffling again. Trying to shuffle them a lot because they were all in order previously. I like the way they made these demo things. They're not like full-on cards, but they're like nice thick cardstock still, like nice thick paper. So they're not cards yet, not like these. These are like real cards. But I like the way that they made them. It's a good demo. Then after this, we deal 10 cards face down. We add 2 elite enemies and shuffle again. And that's why I kept them separate. 8, 9, 10. Very good, there's 10. And we have our 4 elite enemies. We'll shuffle these. And we'll add 2 of them. And then we shuffle. And then after that, we actually add 10 more cards. So it's a total of 22 cards for a dungeon. If you manage to survive that far, which is kind of the name of the game, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Very good. And we'll set those to the side. Okay. The cards have been built and made. So what we do is we draw the dungeon card. We roll 2d6 plus our skill bonus. Oh, so it's not even a single d6. It's 2d6. So I'm going to split my d6 deck in half here. Oh, and it looks like it's actually 4 sets of 6 is what this deck comes with. I think in a previous video I said it was 3. So I was just straight up wrong. It's 24 cards because it comes with 4 sets of 6. We're going to use these 2. All right, you roll 2d6 and you can spend your sanity if you want to. It says that as a reminder, and then we resolve our results if our total is higher than the target, and then we can rest to proceed. That's it. But we have a little bit more references here just to go over all the logos in here. It kind of has a nice little reference. And then it also has a reference for resting if we ever decide to do that, which I'm sure that we probably will. And then on the back side, we have a little bit more scoring rules. Okay, first off, death and victory. Death if you reach 0 HP, you die. You score your run, check legacy, unlock prerequisites, and you add qualifying cards to your dungeon pool. So if you decide to play this and you're going to go through and do a whole bunch of dungeon runs like the roguelike game that it's designed to be, there's also a little bit of scoring here, which I don't entirely understand, but I think it might make more sense once you play it a little bit. What I will say to Sparks is maybe just some kind of included pamphlet or PDF download somewhere, like a QR code you can scan to get to a PDF, just to have a little bit more clarity on the scoring a little bit. But other than that, I think that's been my only suggestion, I think. Okay, so there's that. We're going to keep our rest card out. And then we actually have, now that we're done with our overview card, we can put that away as well. If you read through it, it actually tells you to start. You do one of these to start. So it has a little bit of story. So there are the lower tunnels and there's the upper tunnels. So it's level 1 and level 2. I'm sure that there will be more expansions and stuff like that. Again, this is the demo version. So we actually start with the lower tunnels. And before we read the mechanics of it, we'll read through a little bit of story for the lower tunnels before we start rolling our dice and doing our stuff. You find yourself in Earth's deepest bowels, where hope has never touched stone. These tunnels stench like infected arteries through bedrock walls, weeping toxic fluid that burns exposed skin. The air hangs thick with centuries of accumulated suffering, a choking fog of decay, human waste, and something worse. Your weapon trembles in sweating hands, utterly inadequate against the crushing weight of stone above the hungering darkness that persists from all sides in the suffocating black. Wet sounds echo through the passages carved by desperation. This is where your hollow ascent begins. Far above lies the possibility of freedom, but first, you must climb through every layer of hell that stands between you and the surface. Each step upward will be paid for in blood and sanity. Start. Level 1. Very good. So, now as we can see here, this kind of tells you, it runs you through how to play again. 6 HP, 6 sanity, attack and trap. There are your 2 skills. Basically, is the best way to call them. And then as a 4th step, we actually roll 1d6 and use the results below before even flipping the first dungeon card. So this is just the lower tunnels little story that they have here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just roll a d6 and that's our card here. So look, wha-bam, we got a 2. And our 2 is overwhelming dread. We actually get a -1 to our first check before we even begin. So that's fun. We like that a lot. Okay, as a recap on our bruiser guy, we have 6 HP. We get a +1 for our first attack bonus, and because of the iron pry bar, we actually get another +1, so that's +2 just to start for attack. This is wonderful. We don't have any traps that we can speak of, but we can dual wield to use 2 weapons at once if we want to. It's really kind of cool. And then we have 6 sanity. And one thing we can do actually is we can use our D6s here as sanity and HP. Pretty sweet. I could use the cards actually as that and then roll the actual dice. I don't know. Okay, we've been shuffled. Let's do our first card. Enough of the talking.
Oh, hey there, weirdos. It's me, Willie the Ad Wizard. Once again, right here to tell you that this video's been brought to you by you, the viewer. That's right. So make sure to hit the like button and subscribe and click all the links down in the description to help support the show. And we also got a merch store and a Discord. You can also become a YouTube member right here if you want for extra perks. That's right. Tell him the real thing, Charles. He never makes any sense. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Willie's the Ad Wizard. Out.
Underground Spy. This is our first card. All right, so it took me a little bit actually when I was first reading through this to kind of realize what is what, but the reference guide is kind of helpful. So the number at the top, the 9 right there, that's our target number that we have to hit to be able to beat this enemy that we ran into. We've got the name of the enemy and their little description. So the top line here is if we succeed, that's what we get to do. And then here is the bottom line. If we fail, we do the action plus take the damage. So, right away, we're just going to try to attack this guy. But underground spy. They watch from the shadows with professional detachment, cataloging every moment from there. For their mysterious. A little bit of spell check needed on this card here. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip our 2 cards, because it's 2d6 plus 2 is what we get to start. Well, actually minus 1 because of our starting thing. So it's 2d6 plus 1. That's what we get. We got a 6 and a 3. Beautiful. Plus 1 makes it a 10, which means we succeed, which means we get to heal 1, but we don't need to because we're already at full. So we've just defeated the underground spy. Done and done. And that, my friends, is kind of the gameplay loop now. We're in it. We're in the thick of it, right? We're set up. We're good to go. We lose no sanity. We're good. And actually, I think, since we're going to be rolling so quickly, I love these cards, Sparks. I used them in the last video, actually. Whenever you're rolling 1d6 for something on a game, you can shuffle all 4 of these together, and it's perfect. The last video I did, The Wretched, I used these cards. So if you want to see those and more, check out that other video, all right? It's pretty good. But for now, we're actually going to roll some d6s. I have these metal ones. They're sci-fi, but they're cool. And you can see however many lines on top, that's what the number is. They're sci-fi. Okay, next. Ooh, we're in a room. Haven't read this yet. The room also has a target number to beat as well, as you can see. Cultist gathering. Ritual circles drawn in substances you don't want to identify. Offer power at prices you're afraid to calculate. We succeed. We could lose 1 sanity if we succeed, but we have an option to discard a treasure to gain +1 permanent attack or trap skill. So we do not have any treasure yet. So kind of irrelevant. So either we succeed or we fail. No matter what, we're losing 1 sanity for no reason. But let's go on ahead and roll anyway. That is, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1. That makes it a 5 right there. So we meet or beat is the way I always play. So we would have succeeded, but either way, we lose 1 sanity. And that's another room. Gameplay loop. Super simple, super fun. Once you're set up and good to go. Next room is the Stone Thrower. Their aim speaks of years spent hunting moving targets through these twisting passages. That's right. Ooh, so if we beat this guy, we get to draw 1 treasure. But if we fail, we lose 2 hits there. Now, but remember, we're back, so we get +1 from Battle Tested and +1 from the Rebar. And we get to keep that. We actually get to use it now. So let's go on ahead and roll here. That is a 4, 5 plus the 2 makes it a 7. So this is a good time now for us to debate if we want to spend 1 sanity to be able to continue moving forward. And I think we do, actually. We absolutely do. So we're going to spend 1 sanity, putting us down at 4, which allows us to draw 1 treasure. So we finally get to shuffle up our treasure cards. I hope I'm showcasing this game well enough for you guys. If you have any questions about it, please leave comments down in comment section, and I'll try to answer questions best I can. It's not very often that folks send me stuff to demo test their games, and when Sparks was cool with me making a video on it, I was honestly just super excited about it. So thanks again to them, and yeah, you know, I'm a small creator, and it's just cool. It's just very cool. Humble beginnings. Yes, indeed. I think we've shuffled enough. Okay. Here's our treasure stack right there. Let's go ahead and see what we get. Adds to our inventory. A tunnel map. Someone drew this in their own blood, marking dead ends with small skull symbol. We could look at the next 3 dungeon cards and put them back in any order. If we're the scribe, we would gain +2 on our next check, but we're not the scribe. So is this an item that we keep? Do we keep this treasure? I think we use it once and then we keep it, right? So we could potentially discard it later. Nice little move. All right, so let's look at the 3 dungeon cards. We have Spike Trap, Black Market Dealer, and Hidden Pit. And we could put them back in any order that we want. So no matter what, we have to face these things. The Spike Trap you could just get over, but it's at 11 to be able to hit that target. And I'm just wondering if... Yeah, I think it's as simple as you have 2 stats. You have attack stat and you have trap stat. So trap is kind of like dexterity, what have you. I think so. So on these trap cards, since they're traps, we're not necessarily attacking them. So we don't have any bonuses because we're all attack, right? So hitting that 11 on this spike trap is literally almost impossible. So we're going to lose 3 HP once we hit that card. So this one, if we succeed, we can heal 1, but we lose 1 sanity. So we should probably put this after because this allows us to heal. This one is draw 1 treasure and lose 1 sanity. Or we just fall, roll 1d6 damage and lose 1 sanity. So we could die in the Hidden Pit as well. So let's put the Hidden Pit on there first. I guess that's what we're going to do. Oh, we also finished the Spike Thrower. Okay, so now we draw. We already know it's the Hidden Pit. So now we have to roll. We have to at least get an 8 or we have the potential to lose. Straight up. Let's see. Oh, that's a good roll. That's 3. You see, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 plus 2 is an 8. We literally hit it. That's awesome. So we could draw 1 treasure and lose 1 sanity. Or we have to, basically. So that puts us at 3 sanity. And then we get to draw another treasure. It's pretty sweet. The Blessed Charm. And this fills up our inventory slot, by the way. We only have 4 inventory. So the religious symbol offers comfort, though you can't shake the feeling its previous owner died screaming. Treat any roll of 5 as 6. When this enters your inventory, restore 1 sanity. Dude, sick, dude. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying this, I think. That's crazy. All right, Hidden Pit, you're done. Now we're dealing with the one that could potentially take out half of our health here. But we could treat a roll of 5 as a 6. So that could help us. Let's see. We didn't get any 5, so we got a 4 and we got a 3, which makes it a 7, which makes it not even close. So we're going to lose 3 HP straight up. Bam. We lost it. And that's it. Next card. The Black Market Dealer. Now, if we remember, the black market dealer, they smile with gold teeth while their goods reek of blood and worse things. If we lose this one, we have to discard 2 treasures. So we'll lose both the treasures that we have if we lose, but if we win, we get to heal 1 and lose 1 sanity. So we go up 1 health, down 1 sanity. And we have our +2, so we only got to hit a 6 on the die. That is 3, 4, 5, 6. But we could treat that 5 as a 6 because of our charm, because why not? Which makes this a total of 9. So we totally take him out, and then we're going to heal 1 health, but we're losing 1 sanity. Sick. Easy peasy. Next one. Something that we don't know about. A makeshift camp. Very cool. Someone tried to make this cursed place feel like home, and the pitiful result somehow makes it worse. So we have a target of 5. So this is a room. This isn't even it's just a room target. So we don't add a bonus. Just room, general room. So we just roll a 5. That is a 4 and a 1. That makes it a 5, which is great. Choose 1, heal 2, or draw a treasure. We're at 4 health, but I really want to explore more of these treasures. This is kind of more of a showcase video than a survival video. So silk rope. Here we are. Before a trap, check to gain +2 to that roll. So this will give us +2 to trap. Roll 1d6, 1 minus 4 equals, well, when you roll your 1d6, 1 to 4 means you discard this. 5 to 6 means you keep it. But a smuggler just ignores the discard effect. Cool. So being that this one has the discard effect, that makes me assume that these don't, right? So we actually have 3 treasure now, which means our inventory is full. My next question is, am I allowed to just discard at any time? That's my next question. Can I just discard things that I'm not going to use? Because if so, the tunnel map is useless. We're gonna need to get rid of that with the quickness. You know what I mean? All right, next one is poison needles. So this is a trap, so we actually can use our silk rope on this. Tiny holes pierce the wall at ankle height. Dark stains around their edges suggesting a toxic payload. -1 to all checks until rest. Oh, we haven't explored the rest feature yet, but let's go on ahead and just roll. Let's declare that we're going to use our trap silk rope to give us a +2 to this. Declaring. Good thing too, because that's a 4, that's a 6. Plus the card makes it an 8. But before we can resolve that, let's resolve the silk rope. We roll here, and that is a full-on 6. No, that's a 5, but I could treat a 5 as a 6 if I want. And a 5 to 6, we get to keep it. Cool. Screw you, poison needles. Sheesh. All right. The Phantom Assassin. I don't think, is this no, this is just an enemy. I was like, is this a super hard one? It's not. They move like smoke, given murderous intent, and their blood never makes a sound. Cool. So we have to beat an 11. We still have +2 here. If we fail, we add 1 card to the dungeon and lose a sand. +2 damage. Jeez. Okay, so we have to get a 9 on the die. That is a 5, 6, 7, 8. So close. Do we spin the sanity? Now, instead, we're actually going to add 1 card to the dungeon. I'm just going to put it right on top. And we lose the sand. Okay, so now we're down to 2. Sheesh. Okay. Plus, we take the 2 damage. Almost forgot that. We're at 2 and 2. We're not looking good here, folks. Not looking good. All right, let's draw that card we just put on there. Feral Hound. Okay, we got to beat a 9. If we do, though, we get to an extra treasure. Very good. So, roll. That's pretty good. Oh, wait, was that last roll a 5? I think that last roll was a 5, so I could have made it a 6, but that still wouldn't have mattered. Whatever. Moving on. 5 and 4 is 9, which is what we need, plus the 2 makes it an 11. Very good. So now we get a treasure. so we defeat the Feral Hound, but we can't have more than this many. So we're gonna, I guess, discard the map, and we're gonna draw. Scavenged Shield. Metal surface bears deep gauges that suggest its previous owner trusted it a little too much. Discard after a failed check to choose one effect. Negate damage or negate the fail effect. Cool. Very good. We just succeeded, so I think maybe we try to rest. So here's our resting feature. Once per level, so I guess apparently every single level you can do this, which makes sense because if you roll bad, you just add more cards to the dungeon, so it's even harder to beat. You roll 1d6 and you take the effect. So let's try to rest here. And we can treat the 5 as a 6, but that's irrelevant, I guess. That's a 6. Very good. Excellent. So we recovered 2 HP and 2 sanity, putting us at 4 and 4. Plus, we get to remove 1 card from the dungeon. Let's see which one it would have been. Slick Stone. Screw you, Slick Stone. Very good. That was a successful rest, I think. We did draw the Cave In. So if we succeed, we get a treasure, but we lose a sanity. But if we fail, we actually have the potential to die because we have to roll a 1d6 on this, which is crazy. So let's go on ahead and roll. And we're going to declare that we're going to use our silk rope. So we actually get a +2 to this because it is a trap. Sheesh, that's the first time we've gotten a critical. I mean, okay, what happens? Wait, if we, critical success, as you can see, this is a 6 and a 6. That's what the 6s look like on this dice. 6 and a 6 means we get an extra sanity back. So that's cool, which means we got a full on 12, which means we got a 14. We got to roll, we declared we were using this, so we got to roll to see if we get to keep it. That's a 1. We lose it. That's fine. But on the Cave In, we get a new treasure, so that kind of works out. We get the blade polish, but we do lose our sanity that we just got back. Blade polish, discard before a check versus an enemy to get an extra +2 attack if we want to, which is going to be really helpful during like a boss or something, right? Really helpful. All right, next card, barbed wire. Just got to beat a 9 to get over some wire. That's not too bad. We have no bonuses. Just rolled it. That is a 6 plus a 3 makes it a 9. We are succeeding on this. We are succeeding. All right, so moving on. Very good. We succeed. We get nothing from finishing barbed wire. We don't get anything at all. So draw again. Debt collector. That's an enemy. Got to beat a 10. We either get a treasure or we lose a treasure and 2 HP. So we got to beat a 10. We have +2. I want to save the blade polish for the boss, so we're keeping that. That is a 5 plus 2 makes it a 7. So we have to discard a treasure and we lose 2 health. Let's get rid of, or we could, I think we're gonna have to get rid of the shield because the charm's helping us and the blade polish will help us against the boss. So that's that. We have 2 health. The Howling Sentinel. And as you can tell, I'm not reading all the descriptions anymore. So we're kind of moving through this. We got to beat a 9. Lose 1 sanity if we lose. Plus, we might have to add an extra 1d6 cards to the dungeon. That's crazy. Good thing it's an enemy because we have +2 on this. All right. That is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sweet. Beautiful. Yes. Very good. Screw you, Sentinel. Again, Corrupt Guard. Got to beat an 8. Let's take him out. That is a 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. Take him out. We get to heal 1. This is the gameplay loop, and it's working. Here we are. We're at a trap now. Falling debris. We got to beat a 10. We have no bonuses. That is a 6, which means we're going to take 2 damage, putting us down to 1 HP. Although, yeah, we could spend all 4 of our sanity. I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Swinging Blade. It's another trap. We have to beat a 10. Oh no. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll spend a sanity. Makes it a 10. Bam. Nothing happens. Okay. We're getting through this. The Tunnel Captain. He is an enemy. We have to beat an 11. Tunnel Captain is tough. And this isn't even... That's just a tough enemy. That's not even a... Yeah, because elites say elite on them. Okay. Gotta beat an 11. Here we go. That's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sick. Choose one. Gain permanent +1 to attack or trap, or +2 on your next check. How many cards we have left? We have 4 cards left in the dungeon. That means 2 of them are the elites. We've almost done it, y'all. We've almost made it through here. So I'm going to take the +2 on my next check because... So I'm going to put this over here. Because chances are one of them is an enemy, right? Or an elite, right? Let's see. We draw it. There it is. There's the elite. There's the elite right there. So we have to hit a 10. This is the corrupt enforcer. They perfected the art of breaking people without killing them, saving death for those who prove disappointing. If we hit it, we get a treasure, plus we get a new title, Fearbringer, and we get to add 10 victory points. So this is for your legacy cards that you get to unlock. Okay, so we got to beat a 10. We get this +2, so we have a total of +4 attack. So we only got to roll 6 on the die. If we don't, we lose. Let's get it. That's 4, 5. We're going to spin the sanity, putting us down to 2 sanity. But that means we've taken them out, which means we get a treasure. Plus, we are now Fearbringer Bruiser. Very good. Let me get this treasure. Warden's Ledger. Used to negate upper tunnel's difficulty modifier. Penalty -1 to all checks while carried. Discard after rolling to auto-succeed any check. Any use removes this from the game permanently. So like forever, I guess. Used to negate upper tunnel's difficulty modifier. I don't know what that means, but we get a -1 to all checks until we use it. So we're going to use it right away. That's what we're going to do. All right, we've taken out the first elite. Congratulations, us. Next one, blood money. Coins scattered across the floor. We got to beat a 5. We get a -1 to this because of Warden's Ledger. That's fine though, because we got a 10. Makes it a 9. We lose 1 sanity, and optionally we get to discard 1 treasure to peek the next 3 treasure and keep 2 of them. Our inventory's full, so we're not going to do that. But if we had no inventory, that'd be a good card. Okay, elite. No, yep, here it is. The Iron Lieutenant. We have to beat an 11. Military precision applied to the business of human misery. They command respect through systematic. I think there should be more text there, but they ran out of room. So, demo version. Draw 1 treasure if we succeed. If not, we add 2 cards to the dungeon. And we will die if we fail this. But we could use our blade polish, which we're going to use. So we're once again going to have a +4 to this. We have 1 sanity we could spend, but we have a +4. So let's hit a 7. If we hit a 7, we're good. And we can treat a 5 as a 6. So dropped it. You can't see it, but that is a 5 and a 6, which we could treat as a 6. So that makes it a 12. That's a 16. You're done, son. Draw 1 treasure. We now have Chainbreaker, and we get 11 victory points. Stimulant Vial. Discard to heal 1 HP now and restore 2 sanity. Your next rest roll is +1. So we're going to discard it. We get 1 HP and 2 sanity. Last card of the dungeon. Hidden Stash. Let's roll before we read. That is more than 5. Choose 1. Heal 1 HP or draw 1 treasure. I don't think we're going to draw 1 treasure, but we did it. We beat level 1. We did it. That was a lot of fun, I think. A big shout out to Sparks. Proud of me for managing to strategize my way through the first level of the dungeon. I'm assuming level 2 is going to be a lot harder. I also think the idea of a legacy leveling up is very, very cool. And I like the fast-paced nature of the game loop right here. I really do. I think it's fun and simple and effective. It's very fast-paced, right? You just kind of roll, you just flip the card, do the thing, roll. Roll the card, flip the thing, roll. And you're like slowly leveling up. And I think that's cool. And it has tons of variation. I think doing something like this and publishing expansions could be like a friggin' blast, right? It's very neat. Very, very nice, very neat. I would love to talk to you more about it, my friend. Sparks, thank you for sending this over. Really appreciate that. You guys that are watching, if you want to pick this up for yourself, there are links dangled down in the description for you to check out Sparks on DriveThruRPG. And if I could find them anywhere else, I'll link that down there as well. By using our links, of course, especially our affiliate ones, it helps support the show. And that's it for me, Turkadur. Let me know what you guys think of this here Sparks game, right? Down there in the comments section. Heck yeah. For now, my friends, take a seat on the couch and roll initiative. At least until you can escape the deep down, dark, deep down, hollow depths and make your very own hollow ascent. That's right. I have been Turk, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo. Yeah, this was fun. Bye-bye.